Okay, I want to do a little instruction video on how to set the memory in the seats, the seat adjustment in a GM vehicle. Right now we're dealing with a 2013 vehicle, Cadillac. But if you listen to these instructions, though your vehicle might be a little bit different, if it's a GM vehicle, your setting right here might look a little bit different. Like it might not have that set button right there. You know, something like that. If you follow these instructions, it can work for you, what I'm about to tell you. Okay, for one thing, that set button goes with all three of those buttons. If you push any two of these buttons together and the set button, that sets it. Okay? So, for instance, this button right here is a picture of a car with the door open. That means exiting. So this is called like the easy exit button. So you set your steering wheel, where you want it at when you exit the car, and you set your seat where you want your seat at when you exit the car. And then you would push these two buttons until you hear a beep. That means when you get ready to exit the car, your steering wheel and your seat will move to those positions. Then you would set your steering wheel and your seat and also your mirrors, your side mirrors, to where you want to normally drive at. When you set those, you would use the set button in either one or two. Now, with some vehicles, not all of them, but I know with this vehicle, you have to have the number one key if you want to set whoever has key number one. You would use set and key number one at the same time. When you push both of them in until you hear a beep. If you have key number two, you would do the same thing. You would push set and key and the number two to go with key number two. If you don't do that, the easy exit button won't work for that key. If you set if you have the number one key and you use number two setting, when you get in the car, you might have to push number two to make it go to that setting that you want when you're getting ready to drive. But when you get ready to exit the vehicle, this is not going to work. This is not going to move. Your steering wheel is not going to go up because the fob, the computer is connected to that fob 1 and 2. Definitely, they have different signals. They have individual signals. Okay. Now I'm not going to turn this car on, but normally, in order to make both of these work, these two and the easy exit, you would turn your car on. The reason why I'm not going to turn this car on because, like I said, this will work with any GM vehicle. With a Cadillac, you would have a different setup. With a Silverado, you would have a different setup. With a Buick, you would have a different setup. But all three setups will say something like this. When you go into your settings on your setup screen and you look for your vehicle, you go into settings, then you click vehicle, then you click, you go into something that says something like memory recall. When you go in there, you would set, you would have to turn on your memory recall, which makes this work. If you don't turn that on, the memory recall, this won't work at all. It just disengages all this. But also you have to turn on your easy exit, which is this button. Okay? So those are two things you would go into your vehicle setup on your computer. You'd have to turn both of those on in order for all three of these settings to work. And that's it. I guess I could turn the vehicle on and show you what it looked like when you first turn the vehicle on. Let me see. I don't know if you probably couldn't see that move, but anyway, I guess it's another setting too. on your computer that you can turn on. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm just trying to say you can. The computer can. You can turn it on to. I would like to send all of my. To either for this to either happen, for all this easy exit stuff to happen, whether you turn on the ignition, or you can turn it, or you can change it on your computer to happen when you open your door. So those could be. So that's 3 different settings on your computer that I have, but you might have. Other GM cars might not have all 3 of those, but some variation of it, and also some variation of these buttons right here. So the important thing is that if you have key number 2, which I have, when I bought this car the other day, it took me 3 hours to figure out why this wasn't working correctly. And I finally figured out that I have key number 2. So I had to do that. I was doing this all day. I was pressing set and 1 all day. And it was set, but when I got ready to exit the car, the steering wheel wouldn't go up. See, the steering wheel's going up. You can't see it because I'm so close to it. It wouldn't do that because I was using the wrong key. Because I was trying to set this with key number 1. I was setting number 1 when I had key number 2. Okay, thanks. I hope that's useful for somebody. Give me a comment if you think it is. Thanks.